Hello everybody, my name's Ezra. Today we're going to be making sour gummy candies.
So Ezra, you've kind of let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
We're making sour gummy things. Gummy worms, gummy bears, gummy kitties, and a gummy skull. And this is also going to be a little bit of a sour challenge. How much do you like sour candies, Ezra?
Like extremely mild.
But don't you like Sour Patch Kids?
Yeah, those are extremely mild.
Have you ever had Warheads?
Yeah.
There was also something called tear jerkers when I was a kid, but same thing. How do you like Warheads?
I haven't had one in a long time, but I remember like the first time I had them, I was like, no. I could have like one a day. The more I had them, I built a resistance to it. And then...
It's not snake venom. I used to take the Warheads and I'd pop like 5 in my mouth at the same time just to see how many I could handle.
I did one at a time.
You're not ready for this challenge?
No, I'm not.
Have you ever heard of hot ones?
Yes.
And it gets spicier and spicier.
It gets spicier as you go on.
Yeah, that's the key. It gets spicier and spicier. That's the challenge part, right?
Mm-hmm.
So today, this is sour ones. Are you ready for the sour challenge?
Not really. Not.
All right. So Ezra and I have been playing around with making gummies for a day now. And we've tried a few different recipes to varying levels of success, mostly due to water content. When it comes to making gummy bears, the chemistry of the concoction is very important. The mixture and the components within it are very important, as well as the drying process that comes afterwards. So hopefully we can take some of the pain out of the process of making gummy bears if you want to try it yourself, and you can see our results and duplicate it at home. All right, for our gummy mixture, we are going to start with half a cup of cold water, 1 3-ounce package of flavored gelatin, i.e. Jell-O,
Berry blue,
2 tablespoons of unflavored gelatin, which is the equivalent of 2 packages, and 1 tablespoon
citric acid.
That makes it extra sour. Stir this up and turn on a medium heat. And keep stirring until the gelatin is dissolved. This will take about 4 minutes. And make sure to not let the gelatin boil. The reason we don't want it to boil is because the air bubbles will get into the gelatin mixture and you'll get air bubbles in your gummy bear. All right, that looks good.
So today we're working with 2 gummy bear molds, kitty cat mold, 1 gummy worm mold, this one, and a gummy skull of doom.
All right, so we don't want our candies to stick to our mold, so we need to spray them with some non-stick spray, just a light coating. And we could just pour this into our mold, but I have fancy little droppers and we don't want to make a mess, so we're going to use that. And Ezra is going to do the honors. All right, now we need to put these in the refrigerator for 1 to 2 hours so they can solidify. All right, now let's do that 3 more times.
Strawberry, what color do you think this is? Lemon. Is that even
Backwards.
lemon? Lime.
Ezra, what do you know about citric acid?
That it's citrusy.
That's true.
It's acidic.
Aren't you taking high school chemistry right now?
Yeah.
Give me some of its properties.
Of citric acid?
Yeah.
I don't know any properties of citric acid.
In the beginning, I told you that this is 4th time the charm for making our gummies here. We've gone through a little bit of trial and error. So from our last round of gummies, I made these gummy bears and the gummy skull. I threw the gummy bears in a sugar and citric acid mixture immediately upon coming out of the mold. And I wanted to show you guys why we're not supposed to do that and why we need to wait. So citric acid is extremely water soluble. That means that when we apply the citric acid and sugar mixture to the gummies, it's going to pull the moisture out of the gummies. And pulling the moisture out of the gummies causes the sugar to melt, and that's why we get this icky, gooey, runny mixture here. I put these gummies in the citric acid sugar mixture about 4 hours ago, and you can see it's completely liquefied the gummies here and even shrunk them a little bit. Whereas you can see the skull that came out of the same batch without the sugar and citric acid is holding up just fine. So the key to making gummies stable is to let them dehydrate on their own. So we need to let our gummies sit out 48 to 72 hours. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pop out the rest of our gummies. And humidity does play a factor in how quickly they will dehydrate. So we'll see you between 48 and 72 hours. Alright, so it's been about 36 hours, not quite 48. It's winter, so the heaters are on, so it's pretty dry in here, so I think that has accelerated the process a little bit. Unfortunately, the weight of our gummy skulls have kind of collapsed on themselves, so they're not quite as upright as they were when they first came out of the molds, but they still look pretty cool. So another step that we can take in trying to minimize the amount of water that's pulled out of the gummies from the citric acid is coating them with cornstarch. Nothing too fancy. We're just coating this so the citric acid doesn't destroy these things. And my cat's name is Covington, so we can call these Gummy Covingtons. I call them Fatso. So it's up to you how sour you want to make these. My normal recommendation for the sour coating would be a 4:1 sugar to citric acid ratio. So I'm putting 4 teaspoons of
Le sucre.
and 1 teaspoon of citric acid. Right, and I take my Covingtons that I've already tossed in cornstarch and toss them in there. Just mix them around and then we can plate them. So to recap, using cornstarch is going to allow them to have a greater shelf life so they won't melt on you, but they'll be less sour on the outside because they won't hold the crystals. All right, everybody, welcome to Sour Ones. Are you ready?
No.
Question number 1 before we go to level 0. Do you like sour food?
To be on the safe side, I'm gonna say no.
Are you thinking that level 0 is going to be too much for you? You're already going to tap out before we get in here?
I'm gonna assume that's the case.
Be strong, Ezra, be strong. Level 0, Covington gummies. Go for it.
Are you doing it too?
Yeah, well, I already had one, but I'll do one too. So we'll rate these from 1 to 10. How sour do you think this is?
Give it like a 3.
A 3? Yeah. I was going to say 2.
Because when I first bit into it, I was like, "This is not sour at all," and then like slowly, like it just like it moved up.
So now we're gonna dive into the gummies without the cornstarch coating, so they'll be able to pick up a little bit more sour in level 1. So remember, level 1 is 4:1, 4 parts sugar, 1 part sour, citric acid. So let's do blue. Blue seems pretty safe here. Question number 2.
Yeah.
If you were Avatar, which nation would you want to be born into?
See, like sometimes like the show be like, "Oh, the Fire Nation is so powerful," and like you show them defeating these Earthbenders, but then like the viewer can so easily imagine what an Earthbender would actually do to just like completely like flick a Firebender. Like, if I was just thinking realistically, yeah, I think I'd go Earthbender. But like if I were in the actual show and I was just thinking about like what the writers made more powerful for no apparent reason, is Fire Nation.
Yeah. Interesting. Give yourself a gummy test. Level 1.
Every time I bite into it, don't taste sour at all, then it completely hits me.
Covington on its own was like a 2 or 3. I would say the blue worm with this on it is like a 1 or a 2 because all the sugar that you get off the mixture really tones down the sour.
So I'd give that like a 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
No,
man, you're not gonna last.
I'm not going to.
All right, so let's do the red number 2.
This is the 50-50.
This is the 50-50.
Oh my gosh.
So if we're gonna take Avatar into consideration with your worldview, so you just want to be powerful, is what you're saying. So if you want, it doesn't really, like, you don't care about like actual culture. You just want power.
If I was gonna go for culture, yeah, just earthbending still. Because like I don't want to be an air nomad. I don't want to live the way we're seeing the waterbenders live. Living in a civilization like Earth or Fire is just like.
What's your favorite Earth city?
It's the only one that I know is Ba Sing Se, and that's because that's the one that like the brainwash city.
So do you think you would fall victim to the brainwashers?
Oh, completely. I am so weak.
Taste the gummy. All right, this is number 2.
Oh, yeah, immediate. Wait, that seemed less sour.
Really?
Yeah.
How so? That's definitely more sour. What would you rate it?
I was gonna say that's like a 4 again.
A 4 again? Okay. Maybe you just happen to get some crystals in that one.
Yeah.
Yes, I was gonna say this is like a 4 or 5 for the 50-50. Now we're up to number 3. So for number 3, we'll go do green gummy bears. In number 3, this is 2 parts citric acid, 1 part sugar. So let's recap. So if you were Avatar, you'd want to be from the Earth Kingdom. But your number 1 reason for picking that is because you want to be the most powerful and you think earthbending is actually the most powerful.
Yeah.
Okay. Bossing say because you just don't know any of the cities, it's fine. Okay. You definitely would get brainwashed because you're weak-minded. Yeah. You can't be Avatar and be weak-minded.
Well, why do I have to be Avatar? There's only one Avatar, like the entire continent.
Yeah, so what? So you're Avatar. Okay. So that means you need to go through your chakra training in order to not be susceptible to brainwashing, okay? Next question. So what color outfit would you wear in order to be the most powerful earthbender?
Brown or green or something like that.
Brown and green?
Yeah. That's what they already were.
But they green. They can be any kind of green. Your creativity is really failing.
Oh my gosh. You're really dark green.
Really dark green?
Yeah.
Like a forest green?
Yeah.
Okay. Forest green. Taste your gummy.
It's really sour. But I think it was only one gummy, so I didn't really feel it.
Yeah. Let's do a couple more. Let's do like 3 at a time because the gummies are so small.
Yeah.
Do like 3 at a time and then taste it. Then we got there a little bit, like a 6.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, like I wasn't feeling it, and then like suddenly like they started twitching.
Now we have number 4, 100% citric acid.
I assume you're gonna do a skull for this one.
Yes, skulls of death.
I'm gonna put it directly in there and move it around.
Ezra, are you ready for the skulls of doom?
I guess.
So number 4, 100% citric acid, the skull of doom. Are you ready?
Can we get like a knife and like?
No, you have to bite into it. You have your glass of water.
Well, that's for the end. I thought that was like just in case I wimped out immediately.
Okay. We didn't.
Which I haven't.
You haven't wimped out yet. Okay, ready? Pick up your skull.
You're gonna bite its chin?
Yep. We're going chin style.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
I don't like it. It tastes like throw up.
Like throw up?
No, not the actual. I gotta stick together or something.
Well, it tastes like biting into a lemon. Oh. It's just 100% sour.
What is this? Oh.
Drink your water.
You drink it first.
I don't want it.
Drink your water.
I like this, Ezra.
Drink your water.
And now you can have your water. You okay?
That feels a lot better. No, like I couldn't even taste the gummy. All I was like sour.
Yeah.
Why? We did it. More importantly, I did it. Oh my god, I can feel like I took the water over my lip, like right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You want some more water?
I'm okay.
Now, out of the 4 different levels of sour that we had here, what was your favorite level?
I think it was the second one.
The second one? Mm. So that was like the 50-50?
I think that was the 50-50.
Yep, that was the 50-50. So there we go. There we go, America.
America?
Per Ezra, 50-50 is the ideal.
You heard it here, folks.
50-50 is ideal citric acid to sugar ratio when building your sour gummy worms.
Yeah.
Thanks for cooking with us again today, guys. I had a lot of fun doing gummy worms, sour gummy worms. We have a lot of different shapes, a lot of different levels of sour. I was really happy with how everything turned out in the mold, especially the skull. That looks pretty awesome. Now we have all this extra gummy that we can trick our friends with. We should give this the shippy, but the 100% one.
Yeah.
If you had fun watching us make gummy worms, please like and subscribe. If you liked our sour ones episode, maybe give us some ideas. We can make a sour ones number 2.
Oh, for the
levels of lemon. Well, that's what we'll do. Like we'll get literal lemons out here, and we'll make you suck on lemons. Instead of just do the whole episode. You sucking on lemons. Also, if you look in the description, you'll find the recipe, and you'll also find my links to my TikTok, my Instagram, and my Twitter. I condense all of these videos into 60 seconds or less to create a really engaging format, and it's to music, little music video.
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right. You have anything else you want to say, Ez?
Regular end of video stuff. Blah blah blah. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.